Are you sitting comfortably? Then I'll begin.
Fans, welcome to another Amber and Black. Things are coming on as fast and furious. Another game here tonight at the Abbey. We're playing Wigan, a team that really hasn't got themselves together, like us to some degree, but they have invested money, certainly more than we have, so the opportunity for them there is to break their duck tonight, and obviously it's in our interest to stop them from doing so. So if we can carry on the performance that we did last time here at home against Cardiff, then anything can happen from our point of view. But if it looks a bit brighter, it's because it is. We've got new lamps all in the floodlights, and I've been told that it exceeds the requirements that Sky would need to be able to broadcast without putting extra lights in the place. So that's good news. Okay, so we've now spent the £2 million on the floodlights. Let's get on with the programme. Here we go with this week's Amber and Black. Right, mate, if you just have a zoom in, if you do this, now is there any resemblance whatsoever? Is there? Right. In fact, it looks like he got more hair today.
I'm Alan Bailey.
Right, now, we had a chat with you, Graham, the other week while Brian was sunning it up abroad, but how have things developed since we talked last time, a few weeks back?
It's going great. The publishers are delighted. The book is selling it very well. It's sold out in the shop almost immediately. We've got it back in the shop now, so everything is going really well, and we've started on the new book.
Has he done a bit since he's been back then? Or?
Oh, not half, not half. We spent the entire morning sorting out the remainders of this book, the photographs that we've got. We've got 230 photographs we've got to get back to all the people who lent them to us, and we were just saying this morning, we never could have done this book without the great fans here who've lent us, and the players from the past, you know, the players who've lent us a huge amount. We promise they will have it back very shortly.
So they're in the shops all in Cambridge at the moment then, right? Yeah?
Yes, it's in the bookshops in Cambridge, but of course it's also available in the club shop. And if the fans want to get it from the club shop, we make a little bit extra money from them buying it shop than buying in the town. But they can get it anywhere in any bookshop in the town. Any good bookshop, we should say.
Have you had a flip through it yourself, Will? Have you had a flip through it?
I haven't had a flip through.
Do you remember the picture? Do you remember it? What was the story behind this one? What was the deal there?
Well, it's such a hard hitter of a ball, as you can see. Barley jumped out of the way. We finished up in the allotment, so don't worry about it. Nothing changes.
Nothing changes, mate. Nice to see you at the Abbey. All right.
Thank you.
Good luck with the butt, boys. Excellent stuff. All right, terrific. Cheers. Right, so what team are you all, boys? Right. Okay, so right, Sam, you're the top goal scorer, aren't you? No, that's Sam, right? That's Sam. Right then, Sam. So you're all here today because you got the
League Cup.
The League Cup.
World Cup. Oh right.
No.
The Fair Play Award.
The Fair Play Award. And what does that mean? That you didn't sort of get so many bookings and fouls?
We didn't get any bookings or anything.
You didn't get none at all?
No.
None at all, right. And then you was at the CFU tournament the other week, and what happened there? You won, under 14, so you did all right, didn't you? Now, who's a Cambridge United fan? Right, favourite players?
Lionel Perez, yeah.
Lionel Perez?
Don't know. Yeah.
You don't know, you're not a Cambridge United fan. Who is?
Dave Kitson.
Dave Kitson.
I ain't got one.
Cambridge United players?
Lionel. You support Dortmund one.
All right, mate.
All right, well, big up for Burwell then. After 3, 1, 2, 3. Right, well, boys, get in there. Okay then, well we're here just before the game kicks off, Wigan against Cambridge. So, what's your name?
Mark.
Mark from Wigan.
Gillian.
And Gillian. What's your name? Robert. Robert. There's Robert. What's your name?
Andy.
And you look trouble. I bet you're called Trouble, Andy.
Yeah.
I bet you are. Okay, so well, things ain't really been going too brilliant for you, have you? Like us, really? A bit sort of late starting, really.
Yeah, well, we got this new manager. He's bought a few players, but they just haven't seemed to got it together. I'm sure.
It was because I mean things were a bit strange because you seemed to be doing all right manager-wise last year, and then it just disappeared, didn't he?
Yeah. Then Steve Bruce come, but we knew he wouldn't stay long, so he wants bigger things.
Job,
but you know, every year we seem to get to the playoffs, but when it comes to the crunch matches, we can't produce it. So, but I don't know.
Have you managed to invest some money this season to boost the side or what?
Yeah, well, just before the end of last season, he bought a couple of players from Scotland, spent £1.5 million. He's bought a goalkeeper there, Celtic. He was the #1 choice until Martin O'Neill come. He's brought him down. You know, he got
Jordan's changing plays all the time. We've got Al Gleeson from Norwich, who was on loan last season,
he's not produced much. The good thing for us was Jazui stayed. There's a lot of big clubs after him. Our goalkeeper left, Roy Carroll for Man United. You know, it's just, I think the chairman, he's got lots of money to spend, but he seems to waste it a bit. But I'm sure, you know, it will happen, and I'm sure we get in the first division, he'll settle for that for a bit, and things will look up. But we got a lovely stadium and everything.
Oh, the stadium's spot on, isn't it? I mean, the stadium. Are you getting the fans? Or have you been affected by the fans?
Well, since we moved from Springfield Park, the average has gone up about 2,000-3,000. But I don't know. There's lots of clubs in the northwest. You know, you got your Boltons, yeah. Blackburn, Oldham, yeah, and with all, you know, I'm sure if Wigan get together, the fans are there, because you know there's 20,000 who watch the rugby every week.
That's right,
and we can poach some of them. So it's all there. It can happen, but it's just they've got to get it together and win these. You know, at least win our own games and do something when we come away from home, which we haven't been doing.
Who should we be looking out for tonight?
Definitely Lee McCulloch if he's playing. If Andy Liddell's fit, he's one to watch out for. Hayworth looks like a big slow donkey, but he's a big lad and he'll get on the end of a cross if they chuck it in. you know, they've all got it on the day. It's just producing it, yeah. I'm sure, like your lads, you know, you're the same.
We've got some talent. It's just putting it together as a team on the day, isn't it?
Yeah.
So what was score? Any idea of a score?
As long as Wigan, I'd like, see what Wigan do, they score and then stick 13 men behind the ball. They'll get ball boys on and everything. They'll grab me on to sit in defence, but the longer it goes, a 1-0 will do for me to Wigan, and hopefully Wigan will score it in the 90th minute. But yeah, they seem to let goals in, Wigan, when they silly part, like they played.
Well, we did that at Blackpool, did that when we played them Saturday, the last few minutes of the game, and we scored an equaliser.
Yeah, but it was QPR on Saturday. They scored on the 45th minute, and Brennan let an own goal in on the 90th minute, and they lost 2-1 when they should have won the game. You know, they just lack concentration, lads. But you get that in this division. That's why they're not playing the Premiership, mate. You know what I mean? So,
well, I'm expecting a few more because it's a bit scant for Wigan. I mean, we're expecting a few more. I know it's a Tuesday night, but
yeah, it's a long way. I think sometimes we put 2 coaches on, but there's only probably one. We've come in car. I don't know. I think it's Tuesday.
Yeah, that's right.
Depends what Wigan Rugby are doing as well, whether they're at home and
okay.
This'll do.
Well, that's me, yeah.
Yeah,
And, thanks for the commitment coming down here. True supporter. All right, and have a good game. Make best team win. All right, mate.
Yeah, cheers, mate.
See you later. Say to you, then.
Hey.
What do you reckon the score's going to be?
5-0 for Wigan.
You're joking.
OK, well, in about 5 minutes' time, we've got the first Andrew McCulloch challenge of this new season with a brand new sparkling machine. George, impressive design and impressive bit of workmanship. Must have cost a lot to produce.
Wonderful.
Yeah. George, what system are you using this year for the Andrew McCulloch challenge?
Well, we've invited all the under 12 coach leagues. We've invited 18 teams. We've kept the final home game of the season in case there's a playoff needed, and if not, we'll think of a final programme, or the winners will come on and do an exhibition.
Right, and who's kicking off tonight?
The kicking off tonight is Chesterton Eagles.
Right, so
under 12s.
Chesterton Eagles under 12, they kick off. Thanks again to Andrew McCulloch for sponsoring this event again this year, and to George from Top Level Solution for his support of the club in general and PR in particular. George, get the kids out on the pitch.
Thanks very much, Gavin. See you later.
What's your team all together?
Chesterton Eagles!
Right then, Chesterton Eagles. Now listen, last year you came second in this competition, didn't you?
Yeah.
Right, or the other lads that did it for you, Chesterton Eagles team come second. But the winners last year got 18 balls in 4 minutes and 6 seconds. You've just got 18 balls in 3 minutes 46 seconds. So in fact, you beat the winners of last year, so that means you're in with a good chance of winning this year. What do you reckon? Are you going to do it?
Yes!
What's your name?
Nathan, Liam, Lee, Robert, Tom.
Are you all United fans?
Yes!
For definite? You're not just on a free ticket here tonight,
No!
Right then, so up the U's after 3. 1, 2, 3!
Up the U's!
A new feature here, a new feature. Whose mum is this, right? This is the question. Right, I'm going to do questions, right. What colour hair did your son have when he was born?
Red.
Red hair when he was born?
When he was
born. Okay. Is he tall or is he small?
He's a lot taller than I am.
Right then. Whose mum is this? We'll be back very soon.
From Black for use, news, fuse and refuse.
Don't move, we are back. Okay fans, who we have here, we've got a rare privilege. We've actually found, who is it? Whose mum is it?
David Kitson.
David Kitson's mum, and you've come all the way from, you live in Letchworth or over that way, don't you, Corinne?
Yes.
Now, what's it been like for you as a footballer's mum, to be a footballer's mum? I mean, how long have you played that role as a footballer's mum?
How long have I been a footballer's mum? Oh, 21 years.
21 years, so you was there when he was Colts and getting all his shield?
Absolutely. He took a ball to bed with him even as a baby, so he's been playing football all his life.
So what's it like now you've actually experienced him hitting what would be termed the big time and actually playing for a league club?
Brilliant. I'm so pleased for him. I'm proud and I'm pleased for him. This is what he's wanted, so good on him.
Right, is he keeping his feet on the ground?
Absolutely, I think so. Yeah, I really do. He's,
and is he keeping the money, or is he saving it, or is he spending it? Or in the too much around?
Comes my way.
Have you increased the rent?
Oh yeah, and in fact his room's up for let.
Is that right? Okay. Well, it's a great pleasure meeting you, Corinne. All right, and we'll get this out to you. We'll send you that very soon.
Excellent.
And there you go. Now, do you not think that Corinne looks like Kitson's mum? Who else could she be? Lovely. Pleased to meet you, Corinne. All right.
Get out of my way.
Who scored the goal, Pro? He reckoned he slipped it in. Right then, end of the game, John. Where do we start? I mean, another one we should have won. Another one we should have won.
Well, I mean, we had a bit of good fortune against Blackpool, and we got more than we deserved. And again, we're back to the old thing again. You know, we didn't get what we deserved tonight, and I think the players showed some, you know, real grit. Didn't play well first half, but we was a lot more attacking-minded second half, and hit the post, missed a penalty, had some other chances cleared off the line, and it wasn't to be tonight. All we can say is that lads that, you know, gave it everything they've got, and I hope the fans appreciate that, because you know, these are a young set of lads that are inexperienced, and I was pleased with some of the football we played. But we didn't convert our chances.
Definitely looking at the games that we're progressing, John. I mean, the spectacle is getting better. I mean, there's no question about that. We're playing together as a team better.
Good.
And I'm seeing that it is sort of different players each week. It's quite good to be able to go out there and keep playing football.
That's right.
So that's nice.
Yeah.
Now, Kit's last season, I remember at the end of the season at Swansea, I mean, I remember you saying to me there, Kit's is the penalty taker. Now, is there any reason why Kit's into penalty taker today?
No, yeah,
I mean, he's a centre forward, John. Is there any reason?
Well, I mean, we've got our skipper out at the moment.
Well, Paul's normally definitely a penalty man, isn't he? Yeah.
And you know, it's really down to the lads. And on the night, it's who fancies it, you know. And Terry was the only one that fancied it, and he showed some real bottle, and he stepped up. Okay, he didn't score.
You'd bet on him 9 times out of 10 as well, wouldn't you?
Well, that's right. I mean, you know, we've had 2 penalties now, and we've missed both of them. And you know, had we scored both of them, we would have got a point against Notts County, and we would have got 3 points tonight. But you know, I'm pleased that we're creating chances and we're playing good football, and I'm pleased with the attitude of the players, and they're giving it everything they've got.
A couple of things. I mean, I'm getting stopped by fans now, which is nice, because obviously it's feedback from the programme, really. But they're asking me to ask you questions. So there's a couple of things. The defenders tonight. What's been pointed out to me is that we had five not defenders. Sorry, the subs on the bench. 5 subs. 4 of them. 3 of them were defenders.
Yeah.
Is there any reason for that, John?
Well, no, the reason is because we're down to the bare bones.
Right.
You know, Tony Scully's not fit, Colin Allside's not fit, and you know, we're really looking to try and get another seasoned, well-established striker in the club for the right money. You know, and at the moment, if you look at actually what we've got. The subs and the team that played, that's all we have got at the moment, that you know, that are fit and ready to go. So what we've got to do is just get on with it, you know, be professionals and accept the situation, and deal with it, and be professionals and accept what comes.
Right, another thing that someone's asked, I mean, these are all technical stuff. You know me, John, I don't know all this crack, right, so I'll do my best, right? The other thing is, when there's a corner taken against us, all 11 of our men are behind the ball. Why don't we leave a man ready for the break, which most teams it's been pointed out to me most teams do. Why don't we leave a man up ready for the break? Is there any reason for that?
Well, I mean, we feel that at this moment that's the best way to organise it. We've conceded 1 goal so far from a corner, and we're going to stick with that organisation. I can understand perhaps the supporters' frustration that we don't leave 1 or 2 players up. We will do when we get a little bit better and a bit more confident in the players that we've got, so that they know their organisation and we feel that they can defend their areas well enough. You know, we're asking Dave Kitson to go up there and score the goals for us, and the next minute he's standing in the centre of our defence having to head it away. We would really like to leave him up, but you know, we're a little bit short on numbers and size in the box. You know, that's why we miss Colin Allside, because you know, Colin Allside is such a threat in the box. That's why we miss Paul Wanless, because Paul Wanless is such a threat in the box. And when we get an established squad together, and an established 11 is running out, and we feel
a different shape.
Yeah, we can change that. But you know, we're in this situation at the moment. We've got injuries, and we've got to go with that organisation and try not to concede, and get on with it.
So it's really not looking at what could be. It's what we got, isn't it?
It's really what we've got at the moment, and we've got to get on with it.
Well,
that's right. Yeah.
All right, John. So do you think what we've done tonight was good preparation for Saturday? I mean, that's probably a bigger game than what we had tonight, isn't it? Would you say that what we did here tonight is a good setup for Saturday?
Second half, you know, second half we played better, didn't we?
Yeah.
I felt we played better second half, and we brought Armand one off.
Yeah.
He's a young.
I meant on age.
On age. Okay, so we call him number one.
Number one. Right. He will become number one, no question.
He will be. He's going to be a fantastic player. The boy. He's he's only 18 years of age, and he won't be 19 till March, and we're looking for him to be a super player. He hasn't had much training, so the pace of the game at times is a bit too much for him. What we're going to do is feed him in at the right time and give him a half at the right time and sit him on the bench at the right time, and then feed Alex Ravel in at the right time, another 19-year-old. So we feel we're doing it right by the boy, and I think this time next season he's going to be a hell of a player for us.
Right. Well, there is a lot to look forward to. I mean, and really getting draws like this at this end, and with the squad that we've got, I mean, we keep referring to it, but it's a fact. So it isn't negative, it isn't sad, it isn't depressing.
No.
And I think we're ticking along nicely at the moment. We've picked up from where we started off anyway.
Yeah, I mean, we're starting to pick up points,
that's right.
And that's the most important thing. We've got to sort of grind out results at the moment, and then when we get Tony Scully back and Colin Allside back, and
how long have you got left for Tony, do you reckon?
Well, Tony's has been to Lillishall for a week.
Right.
We're hoping he comes back from Lillishall ready to sort of start almost full-time training, and maybe then another couple of weeks he might be ready.
That's right.
And he is a very pacey, fast winger, and he'll give us a lot of options down that right-hand side. And obviously we miss Colin.
That's right. Phil Fielding, did he come back? I mean, I know it must have been tiring for him.
No, I'm very pleased with Phil.
It's nice to see him back, isn't it?
He hasn't even played a reserve game, Phil, and he's straight in there, and I thought he had a good game.
What about Warren? Is he still finding his way?
Yeah, he's finding his feet. He's finding his feet. He's been playing at Jim Vauxhall level, and he's finding it a little bit hard to adjust to the pace at the moment, but he'll get there. He's a quality player, player.
Well, we rely on you, and you're the manager. We know what we're talking about. All right, John, excellent night, and overall, it was a good night's entertainment.
Well, I thought,
for the fans, come and watch football.
Certainly anyone that didn't support Wigan or didn't support Cambridge, if it was like an impartial game to watch, it must have been exciting. There was plenty of goals, plenty of goalmouth incidences, some good football, and a great effort. From both sides, and I'm pleased that that we played a lot better second half after our talk in the dressing room.
We'll certainly have to watch scene tonight. Looking forward to Saturday. All right, John.
We'll keep it going if we can.
Excellent stuff. All right, John.
Cheers.
See you Saturday.
Cheers.
Stay tuned now. Don't go away.
Two sugars, and don't be long. Thanks.
Stay tuned to Amber and Black.
With another play profile, and it's the latest addition to the squad. Yeah, I think you're the latest, Warren, unless there's something secret going on behind the scenes. You are the latest addition. So it's Warren Goodhind, who joined us a couple of weeks ago. Welcome to the club, Warren.
Thanks,
okay. Now, you've played a couple of games for us so far, but we'll talk about that later. Right? Let's talk about exciting stuff, shall we? Let's talk about exciting stuff. What's your history, Warren, in... what position do you play for the fans who haven't seen you yet, who haven't had a chance to come and see you play?
Predominantly in defence.
Any
right
preferred side? Right.
Mainly on the right side. I can swing the left foot when I need to, but my best position is going to be on the right.
Okay. So, how old are you now, Warren?
I'm 24.
So what's your history, from leaving school, what's your history in football?
Finished my A-levels, went to Barnet, did a second year YTS there, got a pro contract, did my first year pro, was a sort of learning curve, I sort of figured in a team but didn't play many games. Then the following year, new manager come, John Steele, who's previously, he's still the Barnet manager now. Was fortunate enough to have a good pre-season. Stayed in the team ever since. I had a bad injury, broke my leg in November.
A couple of years ago, wasn't it?
Yeah, November '98. Sort of put me on hold for a couple of years while I got over that. I needed a metal rod and the rest of it removed. And then obviously I've just come to Cambridge.
You were just prior to the sort of broken leg. You were being touted by sort of big clubs, weren't you? Millwall is one that comes to my mind, and there was a couple of Premier clubs were looking at you.
I believe so. Yeah.
Did you actually get contacted, or that's just all hearsay?
Yeah. A lot of it come from sort of the upstairs at Barnet, the committee members and the rest of all those people upstairs. So it was never a concrete.
Right.
They never told me, to be fair, until but must have been about 3 or 4 months after I broke my leg. So.
Right, well, that's nice to know. That's nice to know.
I think it was done as an incentive to want to get back, and it sort of killed me a little bit as well. And I was like, oh God, can't believe it.
Lovely stuff, lovely stuff. Are you single, Warren, or married, or?
I'm single, but I've been with my girlfriend for 7 years.
So are you?
I'm not married.
You're not married, no. So you're not single, then, are you? You're not single.
Yeah.
We're in the new millennium now.
Yeah.
Are you allowed to live together? Or are you allowed to?
I might as well be married, but no. Right. Yeah, I've been with my girlfriend.
Keep your money in your pocket, mate. Keep your money in your pocket.
Sensible.
Now, so in your career, what sort of players have you admired? Either who you've come across or who you've seen on the telly, or I mean, what team have you followed first? I mean, have you had a team that you followed yourself?
Yeah, Tottenham.
Are you a London guy? I am.
Well, I live. I've always lived just on the on the outskirts of London, sort of Watford way.
Right, yeah.
Tottenham. I used to be an Arsenal fan until I was about 4, and then I watched Glenn Hoddle. Become a Tottenham fan,
right.
Much to the disgust of my dad, who's an Arsenal fan.
Right.
Glenn Hoddle was the main one, going through school, and then obviously you had Gazza.
Yeah.
Love Gazza. And then for me, although I don't support them, I love watching the Man United team. You know?
Yeah. Well, it's the best football you can find in this country now.
Yeah, when they're on the telly in Europe and that, it's brilliant. And Eric Cantona was someone who I like to watch a lot as well. Not really people in my positions, but just the things that they could do. Yeah, unbelievable.
Yeah, unbelievable. So, who would you say is the most difficult player you've actually defended against in your time?
Wow, that's a good question. I would have to say, as a pair, Robbie Keane and Steve Ball, when I was at Wolves. We played Wolves for Barnet in the Worthington Cup, and absolutely ran us ragged.
Did they?
Beat us 5-0 at Molineux, yeah. A Ball got hat-trick.
Another Ball, but you've not had a happy life, really.
No, and that was my first game as captain for Barnet.
Did you know Man United were after you with your broken leg?
Oh, no, yeah. Oh, well.
So it goes.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
So, Kate, how'd you come across? I mean, we played Barnet over the years, just before you dropped into the what are you in, without being disrespectful, the conference. I mean, I remember going to Barnet over the years, quite often. But had you played against us? And
yeah, John Steele's first season, the year I said to you I really broke in. One of my first games was a man-marking job with Martin Botley.
Oh, that was a hard one and all.
It was a hard one, yeah. We won that one. And then
2-1, if I remember. Was it?
I think it could have been, or 3-1.
3-1.
Right. And then the following year, I started off at left back in a 4 against John Taylor, who was playing then. And luckily for me, I reverted to the middle and sweeper, so I didn't have to mark him. And we lost that one 3-2.
Right. So that's your exposure to Cambridge. I mean,
yeah.
When did you know about John Beck? Had you heard about John Beck at all?
Yeah, I mean, I know what I've read, and he's a good friend of John Steele, my manager. So I've seen him around, met him a couple of times. Yeah, I know of him.
So did you know what he was coming to as far as the regime? Because John's sort of respected for his fitness sort of regime, and which perhaps is a bit more acute than most clubs.
Yeah.
At this level, anyway. I mean, was that something that you was looking forward to, or was it something that you didn't really appreciate?
I don't mind hard work, I love, obviously getting the balls out like all the rest of the lads and, playing football. But I'm not frightened of hard work. John Steele.
What have you found different then, Warren, since you've been here compared to your old routine?
It's like the eating side of it, which, obviously can make a massive difference. The training is hard. Fortunately enough, I've been involved with sort of the first team, so training's been a lot on position of play and set up play, which is great for me. We used to do a lot of that at my previous club, but we haven't done as much in recent times, and so it's nice for me to get back to that, get familiar, and try and get my sort of alertness back, if you know what I mean.
Right, because it takes time. I mean, it's a big step. It is a big step.
Yeah, it is.
It's a big step to go from the pace probably that you're at in that league up to where we are in the second division. It is a big step still.
Definitely, yeah. I mean,
especially from 1 week playing in where you're playing in the following week because you're in this team.
That's it. Yeah, it was just sort of from nowhere. I mean. all due respect to the conference, you know, I was surprised when they went down there. Like we went down last year, I thought it was going to be even harder than playing in the 3rd division. They play a lot more football in the conference, and the 3rd division's a lot harder, a lot quicker, a lot stronger. And then to come here, it's a little bit quicker as well. So,
right. So it's just always it's peaking all of the.
Yeah, that's right. But why would you want to play it? You know, this is easy and not sort of progress yourself. And that's what I want to do. You know, they've given me the chance to do it. So hopefully I can repay them and not drop too many errors.
Well, let's talk about that, shall we? Let's get around to talking about that. Now, look, I mean, put it in perspective. I mean, OK, compared to Barnet or to a conference side, it could be perceived we're a Division 2 club. We should be a lot more massiver in terms of support and in terms of finances and all that. But I don't know if you've realised since you've been here, but we are one of the smaller teams in the division. And on paper, really, you know, we're more suited financially and setup-wise, perhaps to a 3rd division club, really. So, I mean, to invest the sort of money that we have done in yourself, for me as a supporter, tells me that the management has obviously got great belief and confidence in your abilities, all right? So, because that reflects in the money, because we don't spend that sort of money, Warren. I mean, I'm going back, Martin Butler, we spent 150 grand on, which was some years ago. There's one or two others that you know, that sort of figure, that or just below that. But it's been a while since we spent a lump like that on one player.
OK, so there is a great deal of confidence in you, right?
Can you just go right?
Yeah, man.
Now, we started off at Blackpool, OK. Now, the week before you're playing conference, the following week you're in the heat of it on a sticky pitch in Blackpool, and perhaps not fully au fait with the way that we do things, right? Or the way John Beck plays his game, right? Because it is a bit different in some respects to most teams play in certain styles. So making allowances for that, but the simple mistake, if you like, that you made at Blackpool was just slipping over, which can happen to anybody, can't it?
Yeah.
So can we have 10 grand back for that?
Yeah. Nice, isn't it?
I mean, that's all it was, wasn't it? It was
just lost my footing. The pitch was heavy. I had studs in, thought they'd be fine.
Do you get different length of studs?
Yeah, to be fair, mine they're brand new boots, and like, you know, I don't think I've ever really had to change studs ever in a number of years. Obviously at half time I had to change them and put the longer studs in.
Well, did you find that better then in the second half? Did you make a difference?
Yeah, but the damage had been done. The damage had been done, and that side of the pitch that was coming down the second half wasn't as soft anyway.
Right,
I think it's because they've got the new. It's all excuses, but they've got the new stand there, so obviously it doesn't get as much. It gets it's weathered. So yeah,
so that's all it was.
Just stupid, lost my foot in.
Right, but I mean, all reports back about overall play was people were happy, you know, and you had positional sense and you were all right. So, Blackpool, and we managed to come away with a point, which was a good result based on the overall performance of the team anyway. So, that's fair comment, right? Now, let's move to your second game. Now, you have told me that your first game for Barnet, you actually gave 2 goals away in one go.
2 back
so
passes,
things are improving, aren't they? We're doing it over 2 games.
Yeah, that's it. It's 2 debuts rather than 1 now.
So what now? The other day, I mean, it actually happened against the game. Who did we play the other day? I forgot now. Wigan, right, on Tuesday night. Now, it seemed to happen in slow motion. The ball came up to you, and it was a strange position you actually would put yourself in to actually be kneeling or sort of kneeling down to chest it down. But you told me before we started that that's something you generally do.
Yeah, I've always... I just always found that I've been able to normally just bounce it into the keeper's hands.
From your chest, just
from my chest, and I protect the ball into me. For whatever reason, I shouldn't have done it in the first place. Just, you know, the state of the game said that we was under a bit of pressure. Should have just cleared it with my head. Just thought, as normal, just a normal reaction. I just bounce it in, but I just got no power in it at all, and it just died flat, and obviously fell straight to their centre forward.
And he did put it away quite nicely.
He put it away too well. So,
and now, obviously, it's a new relationship with yourself and Lionel. Now Lionel is quite a vocal character. Okay, when in the heat of battle. Now, I didn't see him actually say anything to you at that second. Did he actually say anything to you?
I think he was just being probably kind to me.
Or do you not understand French?
Yeah. I think he was just being kind to me at that moment in time. But to be fair, he came over to me about 5 minutes later and just, you know, my head had gone for a couple of minutes. You know,
sure, yeah.
I'd let, you know, basically the lads down, and it's not the sort of ideal start you want. But he came over and just said, you know, you've got to try and do everything to help us win it now, which you try and do from, you know, set pieces, which is obviously the only chance I get mainly to go forward. But yeah, no, he was fine, and I'm sure once he knows me a little bit more, I'll probably be getting the rockets as well. So, but I don't mind that.
It's part of the game.
It's part of it, yeah,
right.
of course.
But the lads, I mean, obviously the lads, you know, saw it for what it was, just a simple mistake, and
I hope so. Yeah, I think so. I mean, you know, as I said, you know, it's hard because I don't know anyone. I'm gradually getting to know the lads. That seem like a great set of lads. Just as I've come from Barnet, great set of lads there as well. And I just don't want to, you know, make any more mistakes if I can help it.
Well, no, it's helped us because we've just put a bid in, as I say, back to Barnet to say we want 20 grand knocks off the bill now, so you're all right. You're all right. So do you live in London now then, Warren, or are you going to move to Cambridge? Or
I'm going to move up this way, with my girlfriend.
Right, yeah. So that'll be good. So then we can get you in here more often and we can get these things done.
You can, yeah, hopefully.
That's excellent. All right. So what's your ambitions for your future, just to finish this off? What's your goals in your own sort of personal life? What would you like to achieve out of your football?
I want to play as high as I can. I want to see how good a player I could become as well. As I said, at Barnet I got a little bit stale. You know, I've been there a long time. People know.
Familiarity breeds
contempt. Yeah, you just sort of get set in your ways, and probably that's why the first few days it was a bit strange being away from there.
Yeah.
But I want to see how much I can do, how much I can improve. Let's see how high I can play, and just go from there really, and not make too many more mistakes.
Well, you've used them up this season. You can't have any more, Warren.
I hope I don't.
Excellent stuff, mate. Brilliant. Welcome to the club.
Cheers,
all right,
very much,
and this will go out next week, so we'll charge you a £5 to watch that. All right.
Sure I'm not watching.
All right, mate. That's Warren Goodhind, new guy at the club. Give him a break. All right. What are you like first day at work? Do you know what I mean?
That's brilliant.
Cheers, Warren.
Cheers.
What are you doing touching that remote? Leave it alone, stay tuned.
Yeah. Don't go channel hopping.
OK then, we've just had another Andrew McCulloch challenge, and the team we've got here is, what's your team, boys?
Cambridge Musketeers!
Whoa, very loud and confident. OK, so how many balls did you get in? 18, but what was the time that you got it in?
3:36.
Now that beats last week's or Tuesday. 10 seconds. So you're in the lead. Now, do you know, last year, you won, didn't you? But you beat your time that you had last year. Do you realise that?
Yes.
So you're confident about winning this year?
Yes.
OK, what's your name?
Luigi. Chris. Lewis. Hob. Ben.
Ben. And are you United supporters?
Yes.
What's your favourite player?
Kitson. I haven't really got one.
Okay.
They're all good.
They're all good, that's good.
Lionel Perez.
Lionel?
Perez.
Lionel? Who?
Perez.
Perez. OK, Beans Gate. Right then. One more big up for Cambridge Musketeers, and let's see how you do for the rest of the season then. Have a good season. We'll see you at the end of it. All right? After 3. 1, 2, 3.
Musketeers!
Woohoo! Right then. Game here today, Saturday, QPR against Cambridge United. An amazing occasion because it's been a while since we played you, isn't it? It's been a couple of seasons now since QPR Cambridge.
How many was it? 18 years.
18 years.
So.
18 years ago. Right, well, things have changed. So, I mean, you're looking to go straight back.
Changed.
Have they not? You're going up, we're still trying to go up, you're coming down. Right. Well, we've got 3 sides now. So, I mean, how are things look? Are you looking to bounce straight back or what? I mean, obviously you'd like to.
I think that Holloway's put together a team of players that really aren't prima donnas. Rangers had a lot of players that really weren't up to the standard, but they had names, and I think they were being picked because of their names rather than the quality on the pitch. But he's brought together a disparate band of players, and they seem to be performing pretty well.
So what sort of have you invested money this season into?
No, not really. It's been free transfers, about 6 or 7 players, and they've just gelled really well together. I mean, if you look at today's game, if results go right, we could be top of the league tonight.
Right.
Clubs in liquidation, or, you know, it can't buy players. It's as simple as that. It has to get players from the lower divisions.
What's this story about the Moonies and stuff? What's the crack on that? What's
Active buyers. I don't think it's going to happen.
Was it
it's
a fact?
Yeah? But I don't think it's going to happen. There's another buyer I think is going to take over, and that should happen within the next counts.
Have you noticed that your fan base has been hit by your sort of demotion?
There's been more season tickets sold this season than last season, so it shows there is a strong core to the club, and I think that, you know, as the team are performing now and fighting for the cause, then spectators are aware of that. I mean, you look at Tuesday night, we had the largest crowd in the second division. We had over 11,000. No one else touched 10. So I think that shows that the level of support is really sort of holding up, and I think if the team continues to do well, then that should continue.
Winning does bring in, doesn't it? So who should we be looking out for, sort of key players?
Well, at the moment, Andy Thompson seems to be scoring the goals for us. So, you know, he's probably got 80% of our goals.
Yeah, he's scored 9 goals in 9 appearances plus 1 as sub, hasn't he? So,
so that's pretty good
game
record.
Good
players here. Have a look out for the kid called Dudu.
Well, that's why we're on the message board on the internet.
His name Abeli Mbombo.
Right.
He's got a lot of skill, and if he turns, he'll be entertaining for the crowd, that's for sure.
And also another French guy that we've signed on a year's loan.
I saw that name this morning.
Superb player as well, and he's done well for us, and I think he's probably one of the key reasons, isn't he? He's held the defence.
The defence has been, you know, Rangers were always very suspect, but they seem to have pulled it together now, and they've got a fairly good unit working. So, you know, I'd like to think that the Rangers will come. They'll be strong at the back, and will score a couple up front.
So Steve Palmer, former Ipswich player, but on a free transfer. He's the captain now, and has been a really good influence, I think, on the pitch, and according to Holloway, in the dressing room as well. So
you need someone strong like that.
Yeah, and I think he's taken that role on board very, very well, and you know, he's been a major part in helping the team gel together. So
all right, and so what we're going to do, predictions then, go on. What do you reckon score today then?
I think 2-1 Rangers.
2-1 Rangers?
2-1, 3-1.
2-1, 3-1?
2-1.
0-2?
Rangers.
All right, lads, have a good game. Best team win. All right, thanks for your time. Question today, John, a big question is Steph going to be fined, or are you going to let this one pass?
I Well, I actually didn't see the incident, to be quite honest, and I don't know why the referee gave it. And I do know that the lads were saying they actually gave a penalty.
Well, I thought, yeah, we all thought he had.
It was the man who said no, the offence was outside the box, so that was pleasing. There were a number of times I thought we came offside, and the linesman didn't give it late on when we had our backs against the wall. And it seemed to me that the referee went over and had a word with the linesman about, if we're squeezing up and the opposition are coming back, that it's not offside. But those self-same players that were coming back from a offside position were then the ones that were getting in.
Right, yeah.
So, I mean, for me, there were some poor decisions by the linesman and by the referee that created us a few problems. But certainly for an hour, I felt we were much the better side, and it was only when we brought Armand off that things deteriorated, and obviously when Stev got taken off, things deteriorated a little bit more. But we showed some good grit there, and we defended it in depth, and we got the 3 points which we needed.
We soaked it up a lot better. We soaked up the pressure where we've, in previous games when we've got sort of 10 at the end and we've lost the game or we've drawn it.
I know.
I mean, we soaked it up a lot better today.
Yeah,
it
was pleasing.
Especially when the 5 minutes come up. Where did that come from? I don't know.
I know.
But, I mean,
we're always going to get that. The fourth official's going to put up those extra minutes, and you think, my God, where did that come from? But that's part and parcel of the game now. We have to accept that. I was very, very pleased with the overall performance, certainly for an hour. We were by far the better side, and I feel that we're moving on now.
Yeah. Is there people involved in QPR still, John, that you know?
No.
So it's no feather in your cap then, really?
No,
is it?
not really. No, not at all.
Just another team these days.
Another team. My first club was QPR, and I started off as an apprentice there, and it brings back fantastic memories. And it's always nice to, to beat your old club and that. But at the moment, that sort of brings back the memories.
What about the shape that you put out there and the squad itself? Is that the squad now that we're looking for, John, or is it still mishmash as such?
No, I mean we still feel.
There's obviously Tony, Colin, and all them are still
Scully,
out.
Tony Scully, Colin Allside, and Kevin
Austin. Side today, didn't
it? We did. I mean, we've been working on the back four, playing higher up the park, and that was good. And we caught them offside quite a few times. So that's getting a little bit better, but we certainly still need some more experience. We feel we need some more experience up front, and maybe another one in the defence as well. So we're hunting high and low for that. Hopefully, by the time we get those players in, Tony Scully, Colin Allside, and Kevin Austin will be back in the fold. So we'll be really strong, and it'd be nice if we can finish off the last quarter of the season really strong, and we can really see, whether we are good enough to push for anything next year.
Yeah. Well. It was nice to see Phil. I mean, Phil was struggling Tuesday night, weren't he, Phil Warner?
Yeah.
But he was just getting back in. He seemed to do a lot better today. He seemed to be a lot more with it today.
Yeah, that's right.
And Warren, I thought had a good game and all today, considering what he's, what he's had with the first two games.
Warren's still not right, at the moment, and he needs to be a yard quicker, and he needs to be a bit stronger, and we'll get in there.
I saw. I kept an eye on him because I was trying to save another 10 grand. Because I said we knocked 20 grand on mistakes.
Okay, right, good. So. We're not going to see the best of Warren until this time next year. He needs a good season with us, and he has to adapt, to second division pace. And it's sometimes the game goes on around him, and you think, come on, Warren, just move your legs. But for him, he didn't make a mistake today. Although he nearly did on one back pass.
That's right, yeah.
But he's learning quickly, and that's what it's about. We're trying to bring a club that are quick learners and are keen to do it.
What about Alex? I mean, because that was where you stick a player on as a sub, and then obviously Stev went off, so you had to adjust. Is that what it was about?
Sub the sub, they call that. No, it was 5 minutes to go, and we felt that we needed a midfield player to play in that wide right role because they were coming at us in droves, and midfield players have vision of their defensive duties, and Alex Ravel can play wide right, but really is a striker. So we felt, just to readjust, it would be more team compact for us to bring Luke Guthridge on.
Right. Okay. Now, finally, then. Forgot what I was going to say there, but it was important, John.
Right, good.
It was important.
It must have been important.
It was important. It was. We said about Tony Scott, Colin. It was just someone else I just thought of. Oh, yeah, Terry.
Terry.
Yeah, Terry. I mean.
Yeah, Terry. Yeah.
Because I was surprised to see Terry on the bench.
Right. Okay.
It's no sort of after effects from the other day, is it?
No. I mean, we just felt that we wanted to bring back Paul Wanless, into midfield, and
nice
obviously one of the three has to step out of midfield. And Terry was one of those three in midfield, and we've brought Paul back, and unfortunately it was Terry this time. It may be someone else next time, and Terry's...
So we've got a rotation system?
Well, I don't know about that. We haven't really got the strength in depth for that, but... we're starting to have that possibility that, where I can make changes, and people that are playing in the team have got to realise they've got to play to a certain level, and if they don't, they fall below the level, then, they will be rested.
Right.
And I don't consider it's been dropped, I think it's rested and ready to come back, when they're called upon again. It's like being in the army, they've got to be ready to be called up.
That's right, for definite. So we're all right for, nothing serious today from the lads today, it looks all right for Friday?
Well, I mean, it's a tough game for us up at Port Vale, and we'll have to be at our very best, and hopefully all the injuries get a little bit closer, and all the lads that played today, recuperate, and we're ready to go against Port Vale.
So Cardiff and QPR, which so far, I mean, they're two of the biggest teams in the squad in this league,
right?
And we've outplayed both. Really.
Well, that's good. I mean, I'm pleased,
stuff,
and
really.
I'm pleased that you've seen that, and the support have seen that, because we have got a young, inexperienced squad, and they're learning how to win, and they've learnt a number of lessons today, and hopefully that'll continue, and the learning process will speed up so that we can win more continually. But I still think we're not good enough yet, to say that okay, we're going to be all right now. We've got to find players, and these players have got to learn how to win.
For definite. Well, congratulations today, John.
Cheers, mate.
Well earned 3 points.
Thank you.
And we'll be there at Friday, Port Vale.
Okay,
Spot on. All right, cheers. Okay, well, a storming finish to the programme. QPR 1, Cambridge United 2. Kits with a superb one, and Youngs comes through again for his second goal of the season, which is absolutely great stuff for all of us. So, hope you've enjoyed this week's programme. We'll be back again next Monday, 5:30-ish, okay, around there. And if you miss it then it's on the loop as normal. And we'll look forward to seeing you here at the Abbey next week. Amber and Black. Take care.
Ready?
You ready? Hang on.
Stay tuned, Amber and Black.
I was too blind to see. I didn't understand.